judge. Plaintiff Destiny Best was good friends with the defendant, but she claims the defendant used Destiny so she could cheat on her boyfriend. Destiny claims the defendant is currently pregnant with another man's baby, and her boyfriend has no idea. Destiny's suing her for wages and emotional distress. Defendant Mallory Maynard says Destiny and her boyfriend are homeless, drug-addicted slobs, and Destiny has lied several times about being pregnant. Mallory's countersuing Destiny for emotional distress.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
All right, I met Mallory about 8 years ago at Boys Town. We ended up becoming best friends.
Were you all workers or Boys Town?
Boys Town is a facility for...
I know Father Flanagan.
Yep.
What's his name? Founded it?
Father Flanagan, yep.
Yeah. And
That movie. That old movie.
Yeah, I didn't learn it in a movie. I learned it in a book.
Oh.
That make me feel smarter than you. I did
you are
watch
smarter.
the movie, though. I did learn it from the movie. Just trying to act smart. Okay. And yeah, but you all weren't residents, obviously, or were you? Do they accept it's co-ed now?
Yes.
Oh, good. All right. And so you all met there. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And how have things been? You all became fast friends, or what?
We became best friends, actually.
Okay.
Me and Mallory were really close. We hung out a lot, did normal things best friends did. She's a really sweet person, personally, but she does have her, wild side. Mallory has constantly used me, manipulated me to go cheat on her current boyfriend, Ray. Her first child that she is currently pregnant with right now is not Ray's child. And
how do you know?
She's told me multiple of times.
Is that Ray sitting in here as a witness?
Yep.
Why you do that? When you all been best friends all these years, and this is what you do to her for $690.
She's lied to me. She has manipulated me.
What did she do to you?
I'm the godmother of 3 children of hers.
Mm-hmm.
She will bring her kids over unannounced, tell me she's going to be gone for an hour and be gone till 3, 4 in the morning, and she makes me sit there and lie to Ray and say these things to defend her so she doesn't have to deal with him when she gets home. Mm-hmm. Now, I know there hasn't been a point in time when Ray did find out about it, so he is aware of the situation from what I know.
Of what?
Her cheating and so on and so forth.
Did he know of this explosive allegation you made about the child not being his?
From what I know, she told me he knew.
Okay. And how was your relationship other than she was manipulative towards you to be able to have fun?
There's been times where she will say she's going to hang out with me, come to Omaha, and then hang out with other people.
How far do you all live apart?
About 30-minute drive.
30?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me hear from you, ma'am.
I have known Destiny also for the 8 years and met in Boys Town. Definitely best of friends. We have our moments, but what best friends or friendships we have.
Do you believe the stuff that she said?
Some things I can agree with, some things I do not agree with.
She said you told her you weren't pregnant. Well, I'm trying to help him out now because this has blown his mind, I promise you, to hear some junk like that.
He does know that I have cheated on him. And
does he know that the child is not his?
I did tell her that.
Did you tell him?
He knows, yes. I did tell him.
Well, there it is. You didn't hear anything you didn't know.
What child are you pregnant with now?
Yeah, because...
Why are you laughing? He's serious.
You didn't tell me that.
Yes, I did. I did too.
This isn't funny, everybody. Nothing funny about this. Your legs shaking out of there. When I do that, it's something really pressing that's going on. And I hate that this happened, ma'am, today like this on this gentleman.
Destiny has lied to me also about being pregnant multiple times without showing any proof or evidence. She has also lied to Charity, saying asked multiple times, hey, I need help with like food, money, whatever. She's also, her and her boyfriend struggle with like drug use. It could be weed, pills, shrooms. They have posted on Facebook they're looking for people that sell it or in need of it. They are currently homeless. They have been homeless at least 4 to 6 times since I have known her.
Why do you think that is, that she's homeless so often?
Because she doesn't like, they don't like responsibility. They can't keep a job longer than 3 months as far as I'm aware of. I always hear Stefan losing a job because, oh, it's the job's fault. They're lazy, definitely big slobs. They smell because due to their 2 cats living in their van. It smells like cat urine. It's gross. And Stefan has a hygiene issue. I had to literally ask him multiple times, go shower, and he would throw a tantrum. Even Destiny has asked him multiple times, go shower, and he'll throw a fit.
You all ever call the police?
Call the police for what?
To make him shower.
No.
It's a public nuisance.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a public nuisance.
Oh.
There's more Judge Mathis after this.
Multiple times Mallory has told me how she's 100% sure that this child is not his child, and he deserves to know that because she has made me lie about it, hide it from him, and she's even lied telling me that he knew about it, even though he didn't.
Coming up, the DNA test.
We were actually here a few months ago. The defendant was being sued by her friend. Mallory was 8 months pregnant at the time. During her friend's testimony, she alleged that Mallory had been cheating and that the child was not mine.
Her first child that she is currently pregnant with right now is not Ray's child. And
how do you know?
She's told me multiple times.
Is that Ray sitting in here as a witness?
Yep.
How do you do that?
Plaintiff Destiny Best was friends with the defendant, but she claims the defendant used her to cheat on her boyfriend. And she's now pregnant with another man's baby. And her boyfriend has no idea.
Tell me what the $690 is about.
The $190 is for not paying me for the hours I did work. What was the agreement on your work? When did you start? What were you to do? She agreed to pay me $10 an hour.
To do what?
And to watch children for her daycare. On April 24th, 2019, I worked 11:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. with a mother and her daughter, which her daughter is a young little one. I have proof here that I watched the child.
Let's see him, please. Okay. When you've asked for your money, what has she said?
She says she'll pay. There's this. And then proof she can pay me.
And when was the last time you spoke with her about it?
It's actually in the paperwork that I just handed.
Ma'am, what do you say to this?
So, with that being said, I did take her, since she was homeless and has been homeless for quite a while, and she's too comfortable living homeless.
Yeah, if people don't pay her, she will be. People like you don't pay her.
Well,
if the boss don't pay me, I'd be homeless too.
But that's an excuse, though. Keep looking for a job. Don't just stay there. Don't just sit there.
Okay, I'll keep looking.
You know.
Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, thanks for the advice. That's an excuse, she tells me. All right. Go ahead, ma'am. What's your excuse for not paying her that money? Let's get to that excuse.
Well, I let her stay at my daycare. I had a basement. It's a 2-bedroom, full basement to herself, a garage. She parked her van in. And
okay. What was the agreement and when did you make it?
The agreement was since she was going to live there for free until she was able to get back on her feet, I wouldn't pay.
That was not the agreement.
Pay her for her watching one of the daycare moms.
Okay, when did you all determine that? The same day that you told me you would pay her $10 an hour?
Yep, I was going to pay her $10 an hour.
That sounds odd that you would say, I will pay you $10 an hour to stay in my house.
Well, that was
so
before.
That you don't have to pay.
Well, okay.
Why don't you just say,
yeah,
I won't pay you. Your pay is to stay in the house.
Yeah.
I would be totally confused if you told me, all right, I'm going to pay you $10 an hour. and move in my house, and I'm going to pay you nothing. I would be very confused. I would be wondering which is it.
Well, like,
so why don't you tell me, which is it?
Well, like,
is
at
it you're
first,
going to pay her $10? Or not? Did you ever tell her that?
Well, at first I did because she wasn't living
He said
there.
it all happened in the same transaction,
Yes,
so I ain't know at first.
Yes.
So, you told her you was going to pay her $10 an hour?
At first I did. And then once I told her...
Huh?
And then later that night, once I was like, hey, you know what? How about this? You just move in the basement, you and your boyfriend. You guys could shower here. You guys stay here. And the expectation was to clean up after yourselves. They couldn't even do that. My whole
so it
daycare
didn't
was
happen in the
trashed.
same transaction. You
In a way.
changed your mind. Did she agree to change her mind?
No.
Oh. Well, you got the same contract you agreed to. You tried to change it, and she said no.
There was no contract.
She
It
didn't.
is. When you make an agreement, that's
Right.
a contract.
Yeah.
She didn't.
Pardon me? So, as I said, she made an agreement with you for $10 an hour. Agreements are contracts. Then she tried to change the contract. By her own admission, you said no. So we got to go with the $10 an hour. What's the emotional distress for?
Emotional distress is for kicking me out because she did not tell the landlord's wife that we were living there, and she took the key, took our stuff, put it outside in the pouring rain on top of that.
No notice?
No notice. Just kicked us out. I was there for 3 days, and Mallory
She's
didn't
not-
tell
She
me.
was living there too?
No.
No.
She
not
found
the
out
landlord.
you were living there.
Yes.
And told her to kick you out.
No. She did it on her own.
You can't sue her for what the landlord did. Your counterclaim, emotional distress, how does she owe you?
Because I have pictures of how she trashed the basement, her trash from the top floor. They broke one of my sinks in the kitchen, and there's water literally in a bucket. She ate
You
my...
were her landlord?
That's not the landlord. The husband is. He's the person that sold me the house.
Oh, so you had nothing to do with her tenancy?
In a way, correct.
In a way. That's what happens with all.
Okay,
You got
so
a lot of trouble not clarifying your contracts. You have nothing to do with her tenancy. So whatever she did to the basement is between her and the landlord. As you said, that's between her and that person. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. Your wages are granted for $190. No emotional distress. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Oh, well, we have some talking to do. Basically, I don't know if it was this baby or the other one they were referring to.
It was for about my other kid, which was my son, not this one.
Multiple times, Mallory has told me how she's 100% sure that this child is not his child, and he deserves to know that because she has made me lie about it, hide it from him, and she's even lied telling me that he knew about it, even though he didn't.
Plaintiff Raymond Gonzalez says he was before Judge Mathis a few months ago when his girlfriend, the defendant, was being sued by her friend. At the time, his girlfriend was pregnant, and her friend claimed she was cheating on Raymond and was pregnant. Defendant Mallory Maynard admits she has cheated on Raymond in the past, and when they started dating, she was pregnant with another man's baby. However, Mallory insists Raymond is the father of the baby in question.
All right, sir. You've petitioned the court for a DNA test.
Yes.
To determine the paternity of a child.
Yes.
And the child is yours, Miss Mallory?
Yes.
All right. You give me some background on it.
We were actually here a few months ago.
For what?
The defendant was being sued by her friend, and during her friend's testimony, she alleged that Mallory had been cheating on me. Mallory was 8 months pregnant at the time of the case, and during her friend's testimony, she alleged that Mallory had been cheating and that the child was not mine. I was sitting right there. I was her witness.
Got it.
Coming up, the paternity test results.
I did cheat on him with my
Like your
son.
girlfriend snitched you out about?
Well, with her allegation, yes.
Yeah.
And I can get why he wants to do this. So
Okay.
I have nothing to hide.
Good. At least you're honest. Men lie their way out of cheating. Or they tried to, or they're just straight lie.
Stay tuned. You don't want to miss today's Judge Mathis throwback.
All right, and sir, you petitioned the court for a DNA test.
Yes.
To determine the paternity of a child.
Yes.
And the child is yours, Miss Mallory?
Yes.
All right. You give me some background on it.
Defendant Mallory Maynard insists the plaintiff is her baby's father. But he was told Mallory cheated and another man is the child's father. So he petitioned the court for a paternity test.
When you talked with her about it, what did she say?
Well, I was sitting right there. I was her witness.
I got it.
I was just...
After that, what were you?
After that?
When you got that news.
Oh, well...
What happened afterwards with your relationship? Tell me what happened.
Oh, well, it wasn't that far-fetched of an allegation because we actually had to have a paternity test on our child before this one. And it was determined that I was the father.
Okay,
So,
you were?
Yes, I was.
Why'd you have to have a test then? I know that's a smart thing to do in general, but...
Because there was cheating going on at that time.
And then her girlfriend says she cheated on you when the two of them were here.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm just curious, how long did you all stay together after that? I mean, or did you give her the benefit of, well, I don't know, I'm not going to believe her. I'm going to believe you, baby.
We did stay together.
Huh?
We did stay together.
Okay.
We do have another child together. We met in 2015. She was actually 4 months pregnant with another man's child. I stepped up to be the father of that child. I cut the umbilical cord and was there through the delivery. And
very good.
The child's 4 years old now, and I'm the only daddy she's ever known. So it's
good.
I love all the kids, and I mean I love Mallory, and I just I want to make it work.
Good. Good. All right. Let me hear some background from you, ma'am.
I met Ray in 2015, and like he said, he did step up to be dad to my firstborn child, which is my daughter. She's 4. And we ended up having another child, which we now have a total of 3 kids together, including Carissa, which is 4. I can understand why he wants to do a paternity test on the recent baby. It's because I did cheat on him with my son.
Like your girlfriend snitched you out about?
Well, with her allegation, yes.
Yeah.
And I can get why he wants to do this. So
Okay.
I have nothing to hide. So.
Good, good. At least you're honest. Men lie their way out of cheating. Or they try to, or they're just straight lie. Just tell the truth sometime. You caught you cheating 3 times, at least tell the truth 1. Well, everybody ain't lying all the time. You got to admit to 1. All right, and we'll find out then. I'm glad that you're upfront about the reason he should question this. You all aren't together anymore now?
We are still.
Oh, good. You came back together. Good.
Oh, we've been together. We didn't break up.
Okay, good. That's good too. You work your problems out. Everybody makes mistakes or what have you, and glad you're able to
Cheating
work it
just
out
has to stop for
so
sure.
that you can all be together. You are the father. Have a good day.
All right. You can stay here.
Oh, sorry.
Kiss it.
Yeah.
Give him a hug.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, me too.
I feel good. I mean, it's hard, going through that, but I feel good now at the end.
Happy? My kids only see him as dad, so that's good that it came out positive that his daughter. Another one.
Just work it out for the kids and stay together for the kids.
Yeah. Maybe down the road marriage, maybe.
Maybe.
Right now, too young to think about it.
Plaintiff Zakiya Hamilton says she helped raise the defendant, who is her nephew. However, Zakiya is concerned because the defendant is hanging out with gangbangers and drug dealers, and he's witnessed many friends lose their lives. She's suing him today for the cost of a car and emotional distress. Defendant Joseph Johnson admits that he went to jail for dealing drugs, but says Zakiya has a past too, and she was once incarcerated for stabbing somebody. Joseph is countersuing Zakiya for the cost of a car.
Start with you.
Well, good morning, Yana. I'd just like to say that this is my nephew who I helped raise. Me, my aunt, and my other sister actually stepped up to the plate to help Joseph become a young man. I would say over the last maybe 7 to 8 years, Joseph has took a down spiral for the worse. You know, I love my nephew. I do anything for him. But he's becoming more towards the streets, and from where I come from...
What do you know of that?
Basically, he hangs out with gangbangers, drug dealers all the time.
He ever been convicted of
yes,
anything?
He's been convicted twice for drugs. He actually
selling or using?
Selling. I don't have no knowledge of him using, but I do know that he have sold. He witnessed quite a few friends lose their lives within the last year and a half, and that's really my main cry for my nephew. I love my nephew. I always try to encourage Joseph to do the best he could do, you know, because of what's going on in our environment.
More of Judge Mathis in a moment.
I didn't want my son to grow up and think that going to jail was a good thing. I didn't want my daughter to know that just because I fought with the jail, that's the type of man that she wanted to look into. So that's the reason why I changed my life for the better.
He's becoming more towards the streets, and from where I come from...
What do you know of that?
Basically, he hangs out with gangbangers, drug dealers all the time.
He ever been convicted of
yes,
anything?
He's been convicted twice for drugs. He actually...
Selling or using?
Plaintiff Zakiya Hamilton is suing her nephew, who claims Zakiya has an anger problem, and she was once incarcerated for stabbing someone.
You all live in a heavily impoverished area?
Yes, we did.
And he was in the streets as a teenager?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of guys out here perpetrate like they're street guys and gangbangers, and they're the first ones to get killed because they don't know what they're doing.
That's my most fearful part as an auntie, you know, especially us being so close. Yeah. I don't want to have to endure that, you know, or get that call stating that my nephew's been hurt due to the fact of him being on the streets.
Me hear from you, young man.
Well, I've been in jail, yeah, but I'm not a gangbanger. You know, I sold drugs. You know, I tried to reason I sold drugs because I felt like I needed to take care of my 2 kids, and I didn't want to ask my family for money because I felt like that was my responsibility. So yeah, I turned to the streets to sell drugs.
Okay, you gave the kids all the money?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good.
Yes, sir.
These kids live a good life.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
So,
they still living a good life?
Yeah.
Okay, so you still selling drugs. Go ahead, what up? Well, if that's the way they lived it before,
I ain't selling drugs
I asked you. I said, did you get the money to them? Oh, yeah, yes, sir. I said, okay. And they lived a good life when you were giving them dope money, right? Oh, yeah. So they still living a good life? Oh, yeah. That means you still giving them dope money. Unless something changed, you an engineer now or a lawyer. What do you do now?
I work now.
Okay, tell me.
I actually just came home from the joint now. I got up when I was in. I got my GED.
Okay,
and I got out and got a job now. So that was the past. What she talking about? Huh? I work at Walmart now.
Okay.
And I had changed my life now.
Good.
You know, but
I believe you.
The reason why I did change and went to Walmart because, in fact, I didn't want my son to grow up and think that going to jail was a good thing. I didn't want my daughter to know that just because I fought with the jail, that's the type of man that she wanted to look into. So that's the reason why I changed my life for the better.
Good. And you know, that's what I do. I have fun with people, but I admire what you've done.
You know. And
you got a lot of guys, ex-offenders, who think that's beneath them. And so they won't go. Just because they made $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year as a drug dealer. Nah, I ain't working nowhere for $15,000, $17,000, $20,000 a year. Nah. And so they go back into the street. So I'm glad that you took a job. And hats off, Walmart knew you had a record. Yeah, hats off to Walmart for accepting ex-offenders. That's one of the biggest challenges we have now in society is corporations accepting ex-offenders. So hats off to Walmart. All right, and tell me about the car.
Okay, Yana, on July the 4th, I came into Chicago. I wanted to spend time with my family like I normally do. I came here. I drove to my sister's house with my daughter. I always do. And I parked my car there because I had someone that was going to pick me up from her house, and I was going to leave my vehicle, which I did. I put the keys on the table and I left back out. Joseph was there. He seen me do it. My sister seen me do it. I left out. I went out with my friend. When I came home, my sister had said, Joseph got locked up, and I don't know if your car was with him. And I'm like, where my keys at? She said he got the keys, and I just kind of like knew from that point on that something bad happened. I waited 24 hours. The next day, Joseph was released. So I asked him what happened. He told me he got pulled over and he got my car impounded. I have the impoundment sheet here. It states that Joseph was driving under revoked and suspended license. So that's why they impounded my car. He claimed that he was going to get my vehicle out. He haven't gotten it out. Like he said, he got a job, but I'm not.
How long has it been?
It's been 3 months. Wow. He's got a job, but I'm not seeing none of that money that he's on Facebook flossing. I'm just trying to, I know he's just starting a job, and I'm trying to be reasonable with him and not causes him this big $5,000-$6,000 total of getting it out and sending him.
Then why are you asking for emotional distress? You want $500 for emotional distress. Because if you weren't trying to give him a problem, you wouldn't be asking for emotional distress.
Let me just say this, Judge Mathis. The reason why I'm asking only for $500 in emotional distress is because we had to stay 2 days with no clothing. It was the 4th of July. All my new clothing.
I'll just go with what you said, but just throw that extra $500 on there.
Let me just say why.
Goodwill.
Judge Mathis will be right back.
I never said that, nephew.
Go ahead. Let's be quiet. Let him tell me about your criminal stuff.
Yeah. She got a background, too, for stabbing somebody when she was young.
What, anything else this thug do?
She got a bad anger problem. She got a bad anger problem. You don't get her way, she curse you out, call you all types of names.
Did you lie?
Are you a chronic liar?
Nope. It's Did You Lie July on Judge Mathis.
Don't believe you. And I don't want the viewers to believe you. Get out of my courtroom!
To attend a taping of the Judge Mathis Show, call us at 1-866-3-MATHIS. Plaintiff Zakiya Hamilton is suing her nephew, who claims Zakiya has an anger problem, and she was once incarcerated for stabbing someone.
Let me hear from you, young man.
First off, Yana, she got a past, too. She been in jail, too, for stabbing somebody back when she was young.
You should have been paid her money.
Yeah. You know? Let's not forget about her background that she got. While she speaking highly of mine and ain't tell you the good part. She just spoke all the bad part to make me think I'm a bad person.
I never said that, nephew.
Go ahead. Let me be quiet. Let him tell me about your criminal stuff.
Yeah. She got a background, too, for stabbing somebody when she was young.
What, anything else this thug do?
Got a bad anger problem. She got a bad anger problem. You don't get her way, she curse you out, call you all types of names. When you supposed to do a favor for her.
Ain't gonna get mad. If I ain't trying to get cussed out, you shouldn't have told me that. If things don't go her way, she cuss you out. No, but what do you say to the car, though?
But, Your Honor, she gave me her car. She came to where I was at a gathering with my friends. Called me, nephew, where you at? I said, Auntie, I'm at a gathering. She said, I need you to drop me off to my friend. I take her to her friend. 5 minutes later, the police pulled me over. They came to the car. I said, what was your proper cause? They said the registration was expired. He asked me for my name. I gave him my name. I guess when I gave him my name, they ran my name in the computer and found out that my license was suspended. Told me to step out the car. As I stepped out the car, he told me, call your auntie and tell her to come and get her car. I don't want to pound the car. I tried to contact my auntie. She didn't pick up. I tried to contact my mama. She didn't pick up. So
what did she do wrong in this situation?
She knew her registration was expired.
All right.
And gave me her car.
They say that's part of the claim.
No, here's the impoundment report right here. It's kind of not so good, but you can see that it states down here, this car was impounded due to revoked license and no insurance. He is just trying to make himself look good, Judge Mathis.
Show me something that says registration.
Exactly. If I knew that, let me just say this. If I knew that my car was...
I'm just telling you what this says. I got to go with what the document says. Unless you have a different document.
Never got in your car, your registration was up to par.
Sir?
You knew it wasn't.
You knew your license wasn't up to par.
I didn't. Actually, I talked about that. Actually, I didn't know my license was
This says
suspended.
They took the car because of your suspended license.
But if I knew my license was suspended, I would never got in her car. I just came home.
Well, you either got to know or you should have known. You got to keep up with your license. You got to know whether your license is suspended or not. You got to know whether there's a warrant for your arrest or not. Your counterclaim for $2,500, how does she owe you for a van?
So when I was incarcerated, back in November 2015, I was doing 30 days. While I was doing my 30 days, she got in contact with my mama and told my mama, I told her she can see my car. So when I came home, I got in contact with my mom, asked her where's my car. She said Zakita got it taken. I asked her how she get my car taken. She said it was smoking marijuana in it.
Wow.
The police took the car.
Impounded?
Yeah.
That's not true, Yana. That's not true. That's not true. He's telling another bald-faced lie.
I ain't gotta lie about nothing.
He's a compulsive liar. Let me just say this.
Nothing.
Joseph, some of it is kind of correct. I did have his vehicle,
Yeah.
but his
without my
vehicle
permission.
was
Say without my
parked.
permission.
His car was parked in front of my house on this day, and this wasn't 2015. This was 2012, to be exact, in November of 2012. I showed up at court for him going to jail out of this same vehicle that I went and picked
Was
up.
it 2012 or 15?
It was 2012. That's been 7 years.
November.
No.
Who has evidence of the date?
I just got the value of how much my car costed.
Okay, but you got to prove that she caused it to be impounded and to...
They had all my paperwork, but when I came home, you know, we had moved
Come on
from
with
the house
that when I came home. You ain't anybody trying
We
to
don't
hear all
stay at
that
the old
all
house that my
time.
paperwork
You
was
shouldn't have went. Oh, this how they messed up my paperwork when I went in. Nobody trying to hear all that. Your claim dismissed. Yours is granted.
Thank you,
Have a
Judge
good day.
Mathis. Oh my God, I love you, nephew. I'm so proud of you for setting up this whole deal. Oh my God, this is great. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just glad that you being responsible for your end of the bargain. Even though you lied on me, I still love you.
I'm just glad this over with. Love my auntie. And
Oh, I love you too.
It's that time again. Time for this week's Judge Mathis Throwback.
Plaintiff Darcy Ramos claims once she discovered she was pregnant by the defendant, his jealousy caused him to kick in their window and assault her in front of her son. Darcy says when she returned home that night, she found her ex hiding under her son's crib. Darcy's suing him today for the attack and defamation. Defendant Dwayne Price claims he had reason to be jealous because when he came home from work, he saw another man climbing out of their window. Dwayne admits he and Darcy have a violent past, but says she uses the courts to control him. So Dwayne is countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Your Honor, the defendant and I attended the same high school. A short time later, he came to my apartment building, knocking on the wrong door, which time we started a conversation, which ended up leading into a relationship. He moved in with me, found out I was pregnant after that. Things started changing. He became violent, verbally and physically. Kicked him out, let him back in, saying, well, I promise things will be right, I'll change, I won't do it again. He was starting to use drugs. He started drinking more, started hanging out with teenagers, accusing me of cheating on him. He'd start snooping through my property, start sniffing stuff as far as furniture, clothing.
Sniffing the furniture?
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Sniffing furniture.
Yeah.
That gets you high now? Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, he'd go through the garbage, picking through, looking through garbage. He was constantly accusing me of having somebody at the house.
Okay, so he was looking for evidence that you were cheating
Exactly.
in the garbage.
That's what I'm assuming.
We're not sure what he's doing with that couch.
Right. Well,
Fine, Your Honor.
All right.
More Judge Mathis Throwback when we return.
This your current mate, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
She want to speak? You want to speak,
I
ma'am?
was told she wasn't.
You were told she wasn't what?
His girlfriend.
Yeah, she is. He says she is now. Do you get it yet? Get that through your head. Say it again. Is this your woman?
Yes.
And now, more Judge Mathis Throwback. Plaintiff Darcy Ramos claims her ex kicked in her window and violently attacked her in front of her son.
Go ahead, ma'am.
The beginning of June, I gave him an ultimatum. It was either the streets and the drugs or me and the children.
Hey, what type of drugs? Furniture? What type of drugs did you finally discover?
I was told crack. I never personally seen him do it myself.
Disappear for 2-3 days at a time?
Exactly.
Come home with the most fantastic story you've ever heard?
Oh, I lost it in the woods running or, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good.
He was smoking crack.
Thank you.
Your Honor, she's lying, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Get a tissue.
I've seen him look for little stuff
Okay,
like that
hold
on the
on,
rugs too.
Give him some tissue. He's sweating. You see that Rocky? Like you already had a hit.
This particular date on the 21st, I got a phone call from another person who wants to remain anonymous. She told me he was on his way. No sooner did she make that phone call, my bedroom window was kicked in. It was him. He came through my bedroom window. At which time he attacked me, choking me, threatening to kill me. My son was right there the whole time. He continued to beat me. Somehow I got out. Cops came and they found him hiding underneath my son's crib. Got a deal with the DA and did a year.
All right. Sir, let me hear from you.
I parked on the side of our driveway, and that there was a gentleman coming out our window at the time.
It's not true, Your Honor.
Now, you say it was the crack paranoia that many crack fiends experience after they go on their binge, but he says he actually saw a man coming out the window, not out the door, coming out the window. Now, please let me hear the man's testimony. Just go ahead, young man.
Honor.
You saw the man coming out the window.
Gentleman came out the window. I confronted him, being that we just had a newborn. That we got in a scuffle. That's how the window broke. Pushed him into the window, Your Honor.
All right, and then what?
Oh, he took off running somewhere.
Suddenly, while fighting, he said, I think it's time to run. You didn't chase him?
No, I didn't. I entered the apartment. We had a newborn son at the time.
All right.
We had a newborn son at the time.
If you can, just be a little descriptive.
I approached him and I asked him what's going on with his.
While he's climbing out the window, you're talking to him.
He was out. He was out.
He was already out.
He was out in the window.
Okay.
And that.
Is the window elevated?
It's a basement window.
Okay. It's like below the knee.
Yes.
So you're confronting him.
We're fighting right there in front of the window.
Oh, okay. So you had to push him down first, stooping, fold him over, and then shove him through the window.
No, yeah.
If the window was lower than his knee.
But it was a long basement window.
I just asked you. It wasn't below the knee.
No, it wasn't, Your Honor. Miss Ramos, I opened the bedroom door. She was in the living room. She came and attacked me. She said, why'd you break the window? I said, I didn't break the window. He broke the window. We got in a scuffle. I did hear the police coming and that. So I did hide under the crib.
And since that time, what has occurred?
We still talk, Your Honor, and that. She still wants to be with me.
He's violated the order of protection numerous times.
Have you allowed him?
In the beginning, no.
Yes.
We have tried working things out, Your Honor.
Right.
How
many times?
Several times.
Right.
Some my fault, some her
fault. You're raising your hand, ma'am. Come on up. State your name.
Your Honor, I'm his mother. And he just got out of jail again from her.
State your name, baby.
I'm sorry, Nancy Scott.
What happened?
Okay. I just picked him up June 28th from our jail,
What
our
happened
county
this
jail.
time?
Order of protection
Order of
violation.
protection violation.
He's violated numerous times since then. And
Tell me about those violations.
There was an incident where he jumped into my car when I had my children in the car. He started beating me in the back of my head.
Let me see some evidence on this. Is this true, sir?
I was arrested, but
For what?
For criminal contempt, breaking the order of protection.
More Judge Mathis Throwback when we return.
Did you lie?
Are you a chronic liar?
Nope. It's Did You Lie on Judge Mathis.
Don't believe you. And I don't want the viewers to believe you. Get out of my courtroom.
And now, more Judge Mathis Throwback. Plaintiff Darcy Ramos claims her ex kicked in her window and violently attacked her in front of her son.
Both of y'all are fools, and I'm finna get you out my courtroom real quick. Real quick. There ain't that much love in the world. I've seen folks that fall in love, and I gotta go back because I love him. He do this to me, he make me feel so good, so I just can't resist him. But he was away for a year. You had gotten over that. Whatever he was doing to you, couldn't even remember how it felt. He wasn't that good. This your current mate, sir?
Yes, sir.
She want to speak? You want to speak, ma'am?
I was told she wasn't.
You were told she wasn't what?
His girlfriend.
Yeah, she is. He says she is now. Do you get it yet? Get that through your head. Say it again. Is this your woman?
Yes.
Go ahead, ma'am. State your name.
Doylin Kenyon.
Yes, ma'am. What do you want to tell me?
Well, since I've been with Dwayne, I have gotten harassment from Darcy.
Give me some examples.
She leaves messages on my voicemail telling me to stop with her man, because that's why I have it on tape too if you want to hear it.
Go ahead.
3:22 a.m.
Doesn't sound like her.
That's not me. Your Honor.
All y'all crazy.
Those aren't
Come on,
me.
let's get back to this. What's your counterclaim
That
for
is not me
defamation?
at all.
So how has she defamed you?
Your Honor,
me at all.
she went to everybody she knows and just, I can't even get a job.
Told
Your
the
Honor.
truth.
No, Your Honor, it wasn't the truth.
It is. You went to prison for it. You violated several orders. Whatever she said, it was true. Your case is dismissed, ma'am. I do believe that you suffered from this attack. He did attack you, and despite your foolishness and going back to him repeatedly, you are entitled to a judgment for the suffering and pain that you endured in that beating, in that incident in 2004, for which he was convicted. $3,000 is your judgment. Yours is dismissed. You all have a good day.
We met up at the Navy Pier. She took me back to her hotel and that. Stayed here till 11:30 last night.
Last night he asked me to marry him, that he was going to change. He promised things would be different. And I fell for it again.
We recently spoke with plaintiff Darcy Ramos, who told us that 3 years ago, defendant Dwayne Price was murdered. Darcy said her son with Dwayne is now 15 years old, and she's working hard.